1-0 start for the leadoff man, Colton Griffin. Next pitch, also a miss, 2-0. Put up an impressive 8 runs in the first game. 3 balls in the next batter. 5 straight balls now thrown by Blankstrom, trying to settle in.
Obviously not what Blankstrom had drawn up to start off his Bucks debut. See if he can't find his way back into the zone here.
4.10 ERA at Davenport, and he pumps in a strike right there. Now maybe that can release some of the tension. Ordinarily a master of control, just 5 walks in 26 and a third innings pitched at Davenport in 2025. Back in the zone again. Now he can play for his first strikeout.
Great bounce back AB here, getting ahead. Got a great catcher behind the dish, and Nugent should have all the faith in the world in him.
Trusty backstop for the Bucks. Old reliable back there. Heading to the University of Louisville in the fall. Rolled over, could be 2. Parker, Smith, Hyson, double play. Pitcher's best friend, Colton Blankstrom, gets 2.
First time throwing the slider. Gets exactly what the doctor ordered here. Gets right off the end of the barrel. Slider on the outer half. Routine double play there for the Bucks.
In his time at Davenport, Blankstrom struck out 19 in those 26 and a third innings pitched. Usually a great contact pitcher, doesn't get a lot of swing and misses, and that's great for a situation like that where you need a double play ball.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in his own abilities to get back in the zone and let your defense work behind you.
Ryan Taman goes to the left side. Stopped by Parker, but then gets stopped by the ground. Unable to get back up on his feet. Infield single for Ryan Taman.
Yeah, Taman wreaked havoc in game 2 yesterday. Really good bat, a lot of power.
That brings up Liam Boucher. And as you mentioned there, Logan, a 2-for-4 effort for the man on first base, Ryan Taman, in yesterday's game. That was the 7-2 victory for the Willmar Stingers, playing in the second game of this doubleheader as well. 0-1 start on Liam Boucher for Colton Blankstrom. Other way, scoots through, base hit. Back-to-back knocks going over to the left side for the Stingers.
Yeah, Bucks have a little bit of a shift on for Boucher. Does a good job, the inside-out swing here. Shoots the ball to the opposite side of the field.
Jamison Martin, the next batter. Contributed in more ways than one in last game. Watches the first one go by for a strike right there. 0-1 in the first contest. Jamison Martin put together a 3-for-3 performance. Also hit the only home run of the day for the Stingers. Lots of power up at the plate.
Lots of power, no surprise. We're going with the breaking ball early to a power threat at the dish.
Pulls it over again to the left side. Parker's got this one. High throw to first, though. Hyson jumps up and makes the play. First inning in the Northwoods League for Colton Blankstrom. It's a blank. You are watching Northwoods League Sports.
Used too soon. Both bullpens are going to be limited for this game. It'll be interesting to see the managers' strategies on both sides, how they play this game.
Caleb Parker, no stranger to leading off innings. For the past couple weeks, he's been plugged in the leadoff spot quite often. It seems like he's been the traditional leadoff hitter, and he thrives at it. Gets on base. He's able to kickstart lots of offense for the Bucks.
Definitely a weapon at the leadoff spot. Well, when you got a batter as hot as Cole Smith, you're going to need to stick him up there at the top.
Just foul. 2 strikes now on a great contact hitter. Summer Collegiate Softball is back after an outstanding inaugural season. Northwoods League Softball returns to the field for its 2nd season this summer. Find out more at northwoodsleague.com and follow us on Instagram and X at NWL Softball. Chopper left side, Martin there. And Parker retired to start the 2nd. Seems like we've had a lot of ground balls over to shortstop for both sides to start this one.
Yeah, the shortstop, that should be your best glove on the infield. Usually the longest throw deep in the hole. No time to mess around with the ball. It's got to be a clean transition.
Parker Sweeney now up. For a while, he was the leader in batting average for the Waterloo Bucks, but with Jake Bechtel's fantastic performance in Game 1, now he's 2nd. Hitting .349 still, though. And ahead 2-0.
Yeah, Sweeney, one of the younger guys on the team. Also a two-way. He hits and he pitches. A lot of talent. Fun guy to watch up there at the dish.
Crushed deep right field, and nobody gets it. Craig plays it off the bounce. Could make for a close play at 2nd, but Parker still in safely. Parker Sweeney a double.
And whenever Sweeney gets a hold of the ball, it just jumps off his bat. And that ball was laced into right center field. Good speed to get in there and make it an extra base hit. Now we got Nugent up. And man, we've been saying that he is due for a big time base knock. Great situation for him here.
For the past 10 games, hitting .074, .083 in the last 5. Plenty of power, though. Talked about it extensively. 5 home runs on the year. One of the best backstops in the Northwoods League.
No doubt about that.
There goes the runner for 3rd, and Sweeney is out. Excellent throw by Ryan Taman. Bucks had a tough time stealing off him yesterday. It continues into this one.
Taman showed off the bat last night. Starts off this game, getting a base knock and showing off the arm. There's a laser beam down to 3rd. No shot for Sweeney.
Bucks had a couple opportunities with runners in scoring position in the 1st inning. Now they get one taken away with Nugent up at the plate. Bases empty now with 2 outs, 2-1 count. Castano trying to finish off his 2nd scoreless frame. Nugent lifts one out to left. Stays fair, but no, it doesn't. Just to the left of the line. Close call right there. Jimmy Nugent, a long strike.
Tough break for Nugent. Having a lot of foul balls that just haven't been able to sneak on the right side of the line. This adds to it. And man, tough breaks for him time after time. You just got to have the belief that it'll break through eventually.
A game of inches. Feels like we've said that phrase so many times over the past couple days in this series. 2-2 now with 2 outs. And Castano gets the strikeout. Back-to-back scoreless frames, still 0-0 as we go to bottom 2. You are watching Northwoods League Sports. Specialty. From custom trophies and plaques to award-winning ribbons and medals, we've got everything you need to honor the moment. Whether it's for sports, academics, or business, no job is too big or too small. Locally owned, fast and reliable, Google Gibson Specialty, and call, text, or email us today. We greatly appreciate your local support. Inside just about hit Craig, instead 2-1. One for 3 performance for him in the first game of the doubleheader today. And now Blankstrom still looking for that first career NWL strikeout. 2 strikes on Craig.
Get a good look at what Blankstrom thinks is his best out pitch right here. Goes with that slider. A lot of horizontal movement. Not a bad pitch, just started a little bit too far outside.
Now a payoff pitch to Craig. Broken bat, looped into left, dunked in. And I think how they say that in the dugout after a situation like that plays out is, it died a hero.
Did die a hero. A little bit of wood broke, but gets on base and you'll trade a bat for a base runner any day of the week.
Gets himself on. Jordan Kuno, the next batter. Craig has speed at first, 4 stolen bases on the year. Blankstrom gets ahead, 87-mile-per-hour offering, 0-1. Already a big difference in how this game is starting compared to the first game of the doubleheader. Still no runs on the board after a combined total of 19 in that first performance.
Yeah, it just seemed like any pitch over the plate was getting barreled for both sides. And that's some exciting baseball to watch, but nothing like a good rubber match. That's what we got starting off here.
2 balls and 1 strike now. 28 combined hits as well. It's been a theme of this series. Lots of knocks. 5 already today.
Whole bunch of base knocks. A lot of scoring. And I think you're with me, having a background in pitching. There's just something about a good pitcher's duel and the back and forth of towing the slab. Exciting stuff to watch.
I think lots of baseball fans can appreciate a nice, clean game with some excellent pitching. It's a fun watch, especially when you're watching on TV. Elevated, infield, left side. Slade wanted it originally, but then Parker taking command. And again, priority of positions. Good job by Caleb Parker to take command on that one.
No doubt. The shortstop's got command in the infield, and the center fielder's got command in the outfield. And the Bucks are fortunate to have 2 really good defenders in both of those positions, in Caleb Parker and Larry Edwards.
Pitchers love that. Cody Nidowitz hit in the leadoff spot in the first game. Hit last in the order in one of the contests yesterday. Back in the 9th spot for this one.
Yeah, the 9 hole is known as the second leadoff. Wanting to generate a little bit of action on the base pads. So when that top of the order gets up, they have some opportunities to drive in some runs.
It's interesting, we were just talking about Caleb Parker because the same has applied to him so far this year, hitting in 1 and 9, but can also hit in the middle of the order like he is for this one.
Yeah, Parker's just a guy who can really do it all.
Runner goes, tap to the left side, and Nidowitz probably wishes he had that one back. It seemed like Craig had that bag stolen.
Yeah, he did. Really good jump by Craig. As you're talking about, Caleb Parker can bat anywhere in the lineup. Also, he started off primarily as a second baseman for this team, and recently has moved over to shortstop and doing a great job at that.
Had a couple phenomenal plays in his first few attempts at playing short. I think it really impressed Daryl Handelsman. He's gotten lots more chances out there. 1-2 now, the count to Cody Nidowitz. Ekstrom still eyeing that first career NWL punch out. Craig still at first. 1-2. Got him! Blankstrom gets his first K in the NWL. Scoreless through 2. We'll go to the 3rd. You are watching Northwoods League Sports. Driven in, trying to kickstart the offensive drive for the Bucks in game 2 now. And the first pitch away, 1-0. Look at our weather now for this second contest, 83 degrees. Minimal wind. Seems like it's not as much as it was for the first contest. And there is a 5% chance of rain. Slade powers one. Extra bases again for Jake Slade. Pulling in at second with his third double of the day.
Slade staying hot. Really good barrel to start off this inning. Take a look at Jake Slade's hands. Real relaxed up there. Allows him to pull him inside on a lone-in pitch like that. Quick to the ball. And man, he's on a tear right now.
That's his fourth double of the year. 3 of those happening from yesterday, or rather from the first game, and then this one as well. Corners in for Willmar. Big swing and a miss for Cole Smith, 0-1.
Cole Smith just as hot as Jake Slade, and we were just talking about Middlewitz in that 9-hole, the second leadoff. Jake Slade doing his job as the second leadoff in the 9-hole, allowing Cole Smith an opportunity to drive him in.
Count evens up. And of course, you do have the bunt threat up at the plate with Cole Smith as well. With the corners in, though, maybe Willmar trying to deter that.
I think they are, and in a game like this, 1 run might just be the difference, so moving the runner over to third base with a bunt wouldn't be a bad idea.
Chopper left side, Slade going for third. The throw goes to 3, and he's out. Heads up play by Jamison Martin, and a great tag by Armani Guzman.
Guzman playing in because of the bunt threat with Cole Smith. Allows him to be right next to the bag for that play to the backhand side for Martin. And yeah, really good heads up play, taking away the lead runner.
Bucks now 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Marcus Hyson up with Cole Smith at first.
Smith, definite threat to steal.
Got picked off in the first game, but there he goes. Throw from Taman. Safe. Stolen base for Cole Smith. Another chance for a runner in scoring position for Waterloo.
Hyson known for taking the first pitch, but especially in that scenario, you want to give your guy a pitch or two to get over to second base. As he gets a breaking ball, a good pitch to run on.
Hyson has driven in 23 on the year. Excellent with runners in scoring position, hitting above 400 in these situations coming into today. Hoist that one foul, 1-1. Because Hyson 1 run away from tying the all-time NWL run record. Home run could make that happen right here. 1-1. And now he's ahead.
Man, that would be a special way to do it. Hopefully Hyson can pull it off. He's one for the dramatic. I wouldn't put it past him up there in the dish.
He's had 2 on the year. 2-1. Waits that one out. It's a strike, though. 2-2.
Looks like that might have been a changeup there. Whatever it was, got Hyson off his timing. Really good pitch.
Up the middle. Tough play for Martin. Corrals it. And in time at first. Not 1, but 2 great defensive plays this inning by the shortstop, Jamison Martin.
Really high-level play. Working to his glove side and showing off his range and then the arm. Doesn't have time to set his feet. Got to throw how he fielded it. And man, what a good play.
No runs on the board yet. Jake Bechtel trying to change that, though. Still hasn't recorded an out today in 5 trips to the plate. Big swing that time. This is at 0-1. He did get walked with a runner in scoring position his last time up at the plate. There are 2 outs, so Willmar does have that option. They've got second and first open over there.
Wouldn't be the worst idea. Now down 0-1. Castano, competitor in his own right, wants to go get the best hitter in the lineup.
Castano with 2 punch-outs so far today. Now he can play for a third. Bechtel crushing the ball. Hitting .563 over the past 5 games. 0-2. Nice stop by Taman. Keeps Smith at third. Bechtel with 120 at-bats for the 2025 campaign, 24 strikeouts. Pretty good contact hitter. Also hits for power and average. One-two from Castano. And we'll do it again.
No give-in by Castano out there. When you're a pitcher up on that mound, you never want to walk anyone. You think your stuff's good enough to beat anyone in that box. He's proving it right now.
15th pitch of the inning forthcoming. Gets the strikeout. Luis Castano does it again. 3 strikeouts now through 3 innings, all of them scoreless as we go to the second time through the order. Leadoff man, Colton Griffin. And he starts out in front, 0-1.
Langstrom really filling up the zone. Great stuff to see. It's exactly what you want to do as a starter. Look at that pitch count.
Fly ball, left center, Edwards. Gets the first out of the inning for the second frame in a row.
And Blankstrom, you can just really tell that he loves that starter role. Cool, calm demeanor out there. Nothing really seeming to affect him even when runners are on. Great presence.
It's the sign of good coaching, which brings to mind the question, are you a baseball or softball coach? One-way coach-to-catcher communication is brand new to the game, and the Northwoods League has proudly partnered with the Headset app to be their preferred coach-to-catcher communication solution. Try it out with your team today using hardware you already own. Download the Headset app from your app store and try it free for 5 days. Gets ahead 0-1 on Carter Walsh now. Got him to ground out into a 6-4-3 double play his first time. Now lifted out to left center and struck well, but Sweeney on the run. 2 away. Bottom of the third inning is brought to you by the Holiday Inn and Suites. Looking for a place to stay on your trip to the Cedar Valley? Visit the Holiday Inn and Suites in Cedar Falls, a proud sponsor of the Waterloo Bucks. Located just 8 miles from Riverfront Stadium, Holiday Inn and Suites offers an indoor pool, fitness center, on-site bar and restaurant, game room, patio, and much more. Holiday Inn and Suites. Call them at 319-260-2600. First time this inning that Blankstrom doesn't get the first pitch strike across. He gets that one in potentially. No on the check swing over at Manny Flatus at first. 2-0 hitters count for a really good hitter, Ryan Taman.
After 2 quick outs, falling behind 3-0 here. You want to pound the zone and eliminate any life that Stinger's offense.
Swinging 3-0, and it's popped up right side. There's Bechtel. And that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Colton Blankstrom. Some hot dogs and barbecue. We've also got baseball games, and that's what we have right here. And we've got a good one. 0-0 to kick this one off. Almost halfway through. This is just a 7-inning affair. Larry Edwards trying to get things going offensively.
Yeah, no place you'd rather be on the 4th. And Larry Edwards feels that same energy. Loves being at the ballpark every day, but just something feels amplified whenever it's a holiday, and 4th of July is just something special.
Played well on Memorial Day, all the way back on opening day here at Riverfront Stadium. Put together a 2-for-4 effort that day against the Duluth Huskies, scoring 3 runs, driving in 2 as well. Had a walk and a stolen base. His RBI double in the 3rd gave the Bucks the lead for good that day, eventually led to the first victory. Fouls that one off. 2-2.
A lot of great holidays throughout the baseball season. We got 4th of July, Memorial Day. Also have Father's Day and Mother's Day. A lot of good stuff.
Nothing like celebrating at the ballpark. Edwards moves it to full. Struck out in his first at-bat against Castano, and it was a good one, also in a full count. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, definitely worked that count. Obviously, it didn't end how he wanted it to.
But this one does. Gets on with a walk, and now look out, because he can and will steal.
Great way to start the inning. Edwards probably seeing 20-plus pitches on his own and 2 ABs. This time it goes his way, and like you said, Maddox, a threat to go here.
30 stolen bases on the year. He's got 53 for his career here with the Bucks. First pitch swinging, chopped right side, and foul. 0-1 on Frankie Santiago. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by The Grind, the official coffee of the Northwoods League. Look for The Grind in select ballpark team stores and online under the shop menu on team websites. A portion of the proceeds for each bag sold will go to benefit the Northwoods League Foundation. Pitch 60 for Castano, but first a pickoff attempt at first. We've already seen one runner picked off first today for the Bucks. Edwards trying to prevent it from being 2.
Yeah, it's the risky run when you're a base stealer. The pitcher knows that. You're more likely to get a throw over every once in a while.
Another one. Edwards leaning and he's out. Picked off first, and in a game where runners have been tough to come by, that's crucial.
Tough break for the Bucks. But Castano, a really good move there, mixing up his timing. Never picked on the same count. What I mean by that is he's holding the ball for a different amount of time before he throws over. It's a sign of an elite pitcher.
Something that the best pitchers practice. 0-2 now for Santiago. Had a hard line out to right his first time up at the plate. Now in danger of striking out.
Yeah, you talk about practice. Santiago's a switch hitter. He's got to practice ABs from both sides of the plate. It's already hard enough to bat from one side, let alone 2.
Something really amazing to behold. Some of the best players in the game, switch hitters. Great Mickey Mantle. Skied deep right center field, but it stays in the yard, and it's into the glove of Nidowitz.
So many great switch hitters. We're talking about some good plays from short earlier. Jimmy Rollins, as it comes to mind for me. It's a different weapon in the lineup when you can bat from both sides of the plate.
Such an advantage. The lefty-lefty matchup is so often talked about in the game of baseball. If you're able to avoid that by flipping over to the other side of the batter's box, you have a big advantage. First pitch strike to Caleb Parker.
Now, whenever that ball's running away from you as a hitter, it makes it a lot tougher to get your barrel on a ball. Rather have the pitch come into your barrel instead of away.
Heaved back. And now 0-2. Castano has missed a lot of barrels so far today. He's got 3 strikeouts.
Really showing some good stuff out there, keeping his pitch count down.
Tailing foul. Still 0-2 on Parker. Not an easy guy to strike out up at the plate right now. With the 6th hitting shortstop Caleb Parker.
Not at all. Part of the reason for that is he's always first pitch hunting, so he doesn't get himself into deep counts, but even when he gets here, he's really good at fighting off tough pitches.
Line drive right center, and he gets himself aboard with 2 strikes. Hard round at first, but he'll stay there. Also a great base stealer, but Castano and Taman have worked hard at holding runners at first all day.
Nothing worse than an 0-2 hit given up out there on the mound, and Caleb Parker gets a look. Yeah, it's a changeup. Changeup that just stays a little bit too high in the zone. Parker able to get good wood on it. You're right. Probably not going to steal here after a runner getting picked off. Castano showed off a good move. It's going to limit Parker's lead.
Caleb Parker passes the baton to Parker Sweeney. 1-for-1 on the day with a double. Big swing and a miss. Sweeney still searching for that first home run of the season. Big swing there, nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's astonishing to me that he doesn't have one yet, because he's got all the pop in the world, and he takes hacks like that all the time.
3 doubles, no long balls. Another check at Parker.
Gotta love Parker staying close to the bag, understanding the value of a base runner might mean in this game.
Sweeney, 1 ball and 2 strikes on him now. High chopper. Hyson sits back but can't glove it. Into right field, leadoff man on for the Willmar Stingers. Could lead to a rally.
Boucher with a lot of topspin on this ball. Second hop is usually a tough one to get. Hyson kind of gets stuck in no man's land, has to sit back on the ball here. Just skips up. But if you ask him after the game if he could get that one back, he probably charges that ball. Nonetheless, still a good glove over there.
First error of the game for either side. Stingers trying to make the Bucks pay for it. Jamison Martin had a long ball in the first game. Know he would like to get a second one in the second contest. He's got a good count to swing big as well, 2-0.
2-0 count here to a really good hitter in Martin. Blankstrom has shown the ability to put the changeup where he wants it. Not a bad spot for it here.
Now 3-0. Just 1 walk given up so far today by Colton Blankstrom. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the broadcast. Excellent control.
Really good control. That walk was the lead off the game, so it really doesn't feel like he's missed the zone at all. It just feels like a blip. So he does it again here.
And both those are 4-pitch walks as well.
Yeah, 2 4-pitch walks. Definitely out of the norm from Blankstrom. Not affected up there on the mound. Same mentality. See if he can't work out of it here. Obviously, Stingers lineup full of quality bats, and Guzman is no different.
0 for 1 in this game. A deep fly out to center for Larry Edwards. Runner in scoring position for Willmar. Showing bunt. And he went around. 0-1. This is the first opportunity the Willmar Stingers have had with a runner in scoring position since the bottom of the first inning. Not a lot of stress out there for Blankstrom. It's been smooth sailing. I saw the first baseman creeping way in on the infield grass there. 1-1.
Yeah, Hyson's hoping he can get the ball and throw it over to third base to get the lead runner out on a firm bunt. Otherwise, the Bucks will just take that out at first if they give it to him.
Look back at second, nothing doing. The Northwoods League is proud to partner with the authentic Stadium Mustard this season. For over 50 years, Stadium Mustard has been offered at stadiums, ballparks, and arenas coast to coast. And the Waterloo Bucks are proud to be serving Stadium Mustard here at Riverfront Stadium. Loved by millions, Stadium Mustard. Fisted out to left center. Going after it, Sweeney. He's got it, now retreating to tag Boucher, but ultimately he holds up. Runners stay where they are, 1 out.
Blankstrom's going to be really happy with that at-bat. Potential threat there. Eliminated with a good fly ball. Keeps the runners at bay. Just shallow enough that Boucher can't tag up from second.
And now Jack Nathan wants to have a word with the man on the mound, Colton Blankstrom, as well as the infield. 50 pitches now for the righty. He's faced Joey Craig once before, gave up a single to him. Do you think there's any chance they're talking about that previous at-bat?
High possibility here. Just kind of reminding him who's up there at the plate, but also reassuring him that, hey, your stuff's been working all day. Keep attacking, keep doing your thing, have trust in all your pitches, and go get them. Sometimes up there at that mound meeting, it's not exactly what you expect to be said. Sometimes the pitching coach just come out there, crack a joke, and walk off the mound and take your mind off the game. Just depends on what's going on in the game, situation determined.
Well, of course, you've been out there a number of times when there's been a mound visit. Not a ton, because of course you are the closer for the Bucks, and usually it's smooth sailing out of the bullpen for you, Logan. But do you know any good jokes that Jack Nathan has cracked when he's been out there for you?
I do know a couple of them, but I probably can't say it on the broadcast.
Yanked down the third base line for Craig, 0-1. And whatever was said, it induced a first pitch strike for Colton Blankstrom.
Nathan's always good for a good joke or two. I can't give away his material. But Blankstrom seems to have the same demeanor out there, not rattled at all. You got to love that by a starter.
Just 52 pitches. Quickest one of the inning was 8. And that was just a frame ago there in the third. 1, 2, 3. A couple of flyouts and a pop out to right.
And he's looking to get a good ground ball here, get himself out of the inning.
Whack to left center. It's down. Willmar will take the lead on this one. Throw goes to second, and it's high, gets away. Nobody at first, though, so everybody's safe. RBI single for Joey Craig. The ice is broken. Stingers ahead 1-0.
Yeah, ice is broken, and Craig's got ice in his veins. Really clutch AB here. Two-seamer running in. Gets the barrel out in front. And man, Craig's bat pass stays in the zone for a very long time. By that time, he gets his hands through quick, knows what pitch is coming. Really professional hitter at the dish.
And they're looking for more. Left side, that's down. Sweeney going to recover it. 1-run scores. Throw to second. RBI double, Jordan Kuno.
Kuno, a name we haven't said too much this series. First pitch swinging and adds to the run total here for the Stingers, making it a 2-run differential, and gets on second base. Sweeney with a good effort there, but oh, you got 2 more runners in scoring position and then still only 1 out.
Right-handed arm now up for Waterloo in their bullpen. Gets back in the zone, 0-1. 9th hitter Cody Nitowitz at the plate, but not really the guy that you can just get a free out against.
No, not at all. Not your typical 9-hole hitter. Gonna be a tough out here.
Infield in for Waterloo. A game like this, 2 runs can mean a lot. Not easy to overcome.
Yeah, obviously, it's been smooth sailing for Blankstrom up until this point. This is a good time to see what type of pitcher he is, how he deals with adversity, see if he can bear down.
1-1. Heaved back and foul. Has a chance to get his 2nd strikeout of the day against Nitowitz.
A lot of options open here for Blankstrom. Obviously, Nitowitz being a left-handed hitter, Right-handed pitcher on the mound. The changeup always plays well. You want to work away from that barrel. Could go breaking ball low here. Nugent, great catcher back there. Will block anything.
Braden Cunningham, that arm warming up in the bullpen for the Waterloo Bucks. Jimmy Nugent saving Waterloo over the past couple days with his work behind the plate. 2-2. Hoisted back foul. We'll do it again.
Really good location. Up and in heater. Looking for a shallow fly ball or a strikeout. Something on the ground threatens a run scored in this situation. I want to try to avoid that if you can, if you're Blakestrom.
It's his longest inning of the day for the pitch count, 20. Excellent take by Nitowitz. Not easy to lay off that one.
Really impressed with Nitowitz ABs. Tough out. Doesn't chase a whole lot.
Gets a payoff pitch right here. And he earns the walk. Bases are loaded now, but the Bucks can back up their infield. They now have a double play ball they can get.
Double play ball is open. It's got to be the perfect speed to roll it. Otherwise, you might think the play's at the plate, given the force out.
Colton Griffin also with a lot of speed up at the batter's box, hitting in the leadoff spot. Nugent keeps it close by, keeps the runners where they are.
And I wish there was a stat for what just happened right there, because that's a big time play by Nugent. Being able to block a slider. Obviously, 0-0 slider, you're expecting it to be pretty close to the zone. Having cat-like reflexes like that sure does help the guy out on the mound.
He saved a lot of runs so far this year for the Bucks. Doing the dirty work behind the plate. 2-0 now for Colton Griffin. Nowhere to put him. Figure this is an attack pitch.
Definitely. Gotta go right at him. Hopefully you keep the ball low. Try to induce that ground ball.
High chopper, more than likely time for only one as a run comes home, and they don't get any outs. Smith looked over at second, but able to get himself over there. Cody Nitowitz, infield single for Colton Griffin.
Really strange play here. I feel like that ball hung up in the air forever after that first hop. Even if he has first instincts to go to first base, I think that's a bang-bang play. Probably going to be ruled a base hit. Some timely hitting coming to fruition for Willmar here.
Left side, Slade, what a play, to the plate, out. Bases still loaded, but Jake Slade once again flashing the leather at third.
Really heads up play by Slade, knowing he might not have enough time to turn two. Let's make sure we get the out at home, limit any more runs scored. Really good stuff there. I don't call it the hot corner for no reason.
Ninth batter of the inning now for the Stingers, yet they've scored only 3 runs. Still a really close ball game. Taman, right side, Bechtel should end the inning, and it does. The Stingers get on the board first, though, 3-0 lead as we go to the 5th. Castano doing lots of good work out there on the mound.
Really impressive stuff by Castano today. Having a low pitch count, but also getting a lot of strikeouts, something you don't see a whole lot. Those two usually don't coincide.
3 punch outs on the day, and he's walked only 2. One of those strikeouts to the man up at the plate, Jimmy Nugent. Some fireworks exploding off into the distance beyond the center field wall. It's already a marvelous view here at Riverfront Stadium. Jimmy Nugent out to center. Midowitz in pursuit. And one down. Was talking to some of the Willmar Stingers players before the game, and they were talking about the trees beyond the outfield wall. And it's really fitting because, of course, this is the Northwoods League. You've got some woods beyond the outfield walls here at Riverfront Stadium.
Yeah, beautiful sight. Obviously, you got the trees in the background, like you mentioned. Got this big old wall on both corners. Just makes for a very unique field, and that's what baseball is about. All the different types of playing surfaces and stadiums. You know, it's a privilege and an honor to be here every day.
Big hack by Jake Slade off the end of the bat, though. 3 doubles on the day. 2 in the first game and 1 here in the second game.
Seems like Slade's the perfect candidate to maybe put Castano off his rhythm here.
Gets a ball in his favor, 1-1. Can't believe he's raised his average up to 244. That's phenomenal. He's hitting back below 200 for a little while. Major league pop-up on the infield, right side. Not an easy play, but Walsh has it. 2 down. Looking for a place to stay on your trip to the Cedar Valley? Visit the Holiday Inn and Suites in Cedar Falls, a proud sponsor of the Waterloo Bucks. Located just 8 miles from Riverfront Stadium, Holiday Inn and Suites offers an indoor pool, fitness center, on-site bar and restaurant, game room, patio, and much more. Holiday Inn and Suites, call them at 319-260-2600. Third time through the order now for Castano. A little bit of movement out in the Willmar pen, but they're going to stick with their starter.
And I don't see why they don't stick with Castano out there, at least for the rest of this inning and maybe the 6th as well. Bucks coming up to the top of the lineup here. Definitely capable of putting something together with 2 outs. But Castano has been on cruise control all game.
Hitters count for Cole Smith, 2-0. He's reached both times in this contest. Started things off with a double, then reached on a fielder's choice. Also stole a base. Pivotal pitch there for Castano, 2-1 now. Some excitement from the crowd. Those fireworks continue to flare beyond the center field wall. And now 3-1 for Smith.
And such a beautiful sight out in center field with those fireworks going off. Amazing.
Where else would you rather be? Three and 2.
Cole Smith, full count here. See if he can't extend the inning.
He does. Thought he had the walk on the pitch prior, but eventually gets himself on anyway. Time running out for the Bucks. They've done good work with 2 outs all season long. This might be a good opportunity for them to get on the board.
Good opportunity for them to get on the board. But we know Hyson, he loves taking his walks if they're there. That's not the worst case scenario here. That would bring the tie and run up to the plate, and Bechtel, dangerous threat.
Castano now at 80 pitches. That first frame he threw 25 in. He's gotten a lot more efficient as this one has gone along.
Really settled in nicely.
probably not a guy you want to walk at the moment for the point you just brought up, Logan. Jake Bechtel standing in the on-deck circle.
As hot can get. It's Bechtel. Cole Smith over at first base has the ability to steal, but probably won't see him go here.
Heaved behind the plate. Taman, does he have room? He does. Hyson in disbelief. Starts Liam Boucher off. 1 ball and 1 strike. 13th appearance in the career of Braden Cunningham here with the Waterloo Bucks. 10 last year, had a 1-0 record. Couple this year. Hasn't had the best time with his control up to this point. 3 walks in his first inning and 2/3 pitched. Hoping he can bounce back and get in the strike zone a little bit more today.
No doubt about that. Definitely wanting to fill up the zone. Hopefully being at home makes him a little bit more comfortable out there. That's a good pitch. Good sink to his fastball. Sinker slider guy. Typical out of the pen.
First 2 outings of the season against the Thunder Bay Border Cats, north of the border, up in Ontario. 2-2. And now full. He's got 2 strikeouts so far on the year, trying to make it 3. Payoff pitch. Gets away. Leadoff man on for the Stingers. Last time that happened, they went on to score 3 runs.
Stingers doing a good job finding a way to get on base, and whenever that leadoff runner gets on, it's usually a good way to result in some runs being scored.
Are you a baseball or softball coach? One-way coach-to-catcher communication is brand new to the game. And the Northwoods League has proudly partnered with the Headset app to be their preferred coach-to-catcher communication solution. Try it out with your team today using hardware you already own. Download the Headset app from your app store and try it free for 5 days.
Martin got plenty of pop in his bat.
Fireworks show starting to emerge over on the first base side now. And Luke Lyman warming up over on that first base side as well now for the Willmar Stingers. Gets away from Nugent. Over to second, Boucher. And the Stingers, they've started to hit a lot better with runners in scoring position as this game has progressed. Another opportunity right here.
Yeah, that one getting away from Cunningham there. Seems like he's really trying to pull off on that fastball, causing his shoulders to separate just a little bit too early. Just needs to take a deep breath up there and simplify down the zone.
Martin loves to swing big. Home run in the first game of the doubleheader. 2-0 count right now. Now 3-0. Wonder if he has the green light right here as Nugent goes and talks things over with Braden Cunningham.
I can't imagine Martin gets the green light here. Well, he's a quality hitter at the dish. Obviously Cunningham's showing signs of struggling out there and not being able to pound the zone, so I think Martin's going to make him prove he can throw a strike before swinging that bat. Again, could be wrong. Good hitters want to hit, and if their pitch is over the plate, they're going to go get it.
Seems like a plausible theory to me, Logan. 3 balls and no strikes for Jamison Martin. Braden Cunningham trying to find his touch. Tenth pitch of the outing. And ball 8. Back-to-back walks.
Quite an ideal start for the Bucks. Stingers looking to pull away now with 2 runners on, and no surprise that Jack Nathan's going out there to talk things over with Cunningham.
It's important to remember in a game like this, with a crowd of 1,944 fans in attendance, walks can really take away from the home energy that home crowd brings.
There's no doubt about that. It doesn't help that there's fireworks in the sky all around them to take their mind off the game as well. Hopefully the Bucks can find a way to get out of this inning unscathed and put a little bit of life back into this crowd.
It could do a lot for a couple reasons. For one, keep the deficit right where it is at 3. But then when you return to hit in the top of the 6th inning, you might see a new arm out on the mound. So multiple reasons to start generating some more momentum.
Good shot of that happening, even though Castano's been on tonight. His pitch count is up there. Be interesting to see how they play it in the 6th.
82 thrown by Castano for the Stingers. And number 11 for Braden Cunningham, a strike.
Really good start. Guzman gonna be a tough guy to double up. That double play is in order here.
Oh, and 2 now for Guzman. Stingers have had 6 at-bats over the past couple innings with runners in scoring position. Much more of a pitcher's duel to start this one. Homer starting to get some offense going, though. Cunningham would love a strikeout. 0-2. 87-mile-per-hour miss.
You know, we talked about it yesterday. Camden Lyka started for the Bucks, effectively wild. Cunningham looking to use the same strategy here. Got a lot of movement on his pitches. Just needs to prove they can find in the zone. So that one's not close. Really good sink action to his pitches.
And Wentz starting to throw for the Bucks in the bullpen. Still a 2-strike count. But now it's full. Guzman 0 for 2 on the day. It's his second chance with a runner in scoring position. Fly out to left when he last had this opportunity. From 0-2 to 3-2. Crushed right field, but very shallow as Bechtel's there. Runners retreat, 1 down.
Good response by Cunningham. Making the hitter prove he can get him out. Guzman just got under that pitch. Now Cunningham's just 1 pitch away from getting out of this.
Colton Blankstrom, the man on the mound before Braden Cunningham was able to induce a ground ball double play back in the 1st inning. Joey Craig 2 for 2 though. 75-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Trying to figure out if he can test out a new first pitch. See what offering he can get. He has a lot of control over. 1-0. Left side. And 1-1.
Yeah, good idea throwing a slider even though it didn't land. And that primary fastball isn't going exactly where you want it. It's always a good idea to switch up the grip. Try something else out.
1-1 with 1 out. Talked about it multiple times throughout this series, the difference between 3 and 4 runs that presents itself again here.
Very pivotal spot. Stingers looking to put the Bucks away, and the Bucks looking to hold on.
Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Braden Cunningham in danger of loading the bases, all with free passes.
Three 3-1 count for Craig here. He's probably licking his chops up at the dish.
And perhaps a little bit more of a passive approach here, given what you already discussed, Logan, the fact that Cunningham has struggled to find the strike zone.
Yeah, definitely a passive approach. Tough to know where that ball is going if the pitcher doesn't know where it's going.
He swings, and he misses. Another full count.
And man, when Cunningham puts it in the zone, he's got great sink. Really nasty stuff up there. Just reminds me a lot of Camden Light, an effectively wild approach. Really work out if you can get some control on it.
Loses control of that one. Bases now loaded. Bucks still have a bright spot in this scenario, though, because now you got the force out at the plate.
Force out at the plate. Also, middle infield can turn too. It's not your typical double play, but a fly ball out to right. We know that Bechtel can shoot him down. The best of them. A lot of options out there. Just need to give your defense a chance.
Doubled in his last trip to the plate. And he was thinking extra bases on that swing. Doesn't get it though, 0-1. 23 pitches now thrown by Braden Cunningham. The 0-1. Close pitch, and it's got to be super frustrating when you're a pitcher already struggling to find the strike zone and then don't get the close one to go your way.
Yeah, but when you're showing issues with pounding the zone, the umpire is more likely to favor the hitter in that scenario.
Waved that and missed. Kuno helped Cunningham that time.
Man, that's gross right there. That ball ran off that plate. Started middle away, but then just ducked off the plate and away from that barrel.
Looking for a punch out. Staying alive, Kuno.
Kuno had a good base knock on that third base line, opposite field approach. Seems as if he's trying to get a little bit more out in front this time around. With the guy on the mound that's a sinker baller, it's a good idea to work opposite field and go with the pitch.
Kuno, a superb contact hitter. 9 strikeouts and just 86 at-bats. But he waves at that one and misses. Cunningham's first strikeout of the outing. 1 pitch away from getting out of this with a clean frame.
Big time strikeout by Cunningham. And he's predominantly been using this sinker today, and you'll just see it run, run, run. Man, what a pitch that is. Very effective.
I've already discussed it a couple times throughout the series. Not a great spot for the Willmar Stingers with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, hitting just 186 as a team in these positions. The guy at the plate, Cody Nidowitz, hitting just 111 in these spots. 1-0 from Cunningham. Not doing himself any favors by getting behind 2-0.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is walk a runner in here. Nidowitz, they're saying he's batting 111 with runners in scoring position. He's done nothing but put together solid AB since he's been at Riverfront Stadium.
Cunningham gets that one in. 2-1. Stingers looking for some more insurance. Third pitch in the zone. Nittowitz a bit surprised. 2-2 though.
Cunningham's been running that sinker away most of his outing. That time comes to the front door. Inside on Nittowitz. It's a really good pitch.
31 pitches this frame. Still can get a scoreless inning though. It'll take at least one more pitch though. Out as dramatic as you can get it. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Boucher at third, Martin at second, Craig at first, Nittowitz at the dish. Pitch clock running down to 2. Outside ball 4, that forces home a run. And the Stingers now up by 4. They do in fact increase their lead.
Looks like that's going to do it for Cunningham today. Really solid approach by Nittowitz, not giving in.
4 free passes. No hits so far this inning for the Stingers, but they have the bases loaded and they have that 4-run advantage. Again, it's been a talking point throughout the series. 3 runs and 4 runs, there's a stark difference there.
There is. But we saw it in the first game. This Bucks offense, they can strike back. 4 runs is a tall task, but if there was an offense to do it, it might just be this lineup.
Ball handed off to Gannon Wentz. Got his first appearance in the Northwoods League yesterday. Now gets another one here today. And again, it really starts from the top down when you talk about this ball club for the Waterloo Bucks. And assistant coach Will Christofferson had a lot to say about that with the energy of this group. Let's take a listen and see what he had to say from the win yesterday for the Bucks.
Likes to mix up the arm slots. Comes sidearm and over the top. Wouldn't be surprised if he just sticks with one here. Just trying to pound the zone.
Colton Griffin mashing the ball so far for the Willmar Stingers. 6 for 15 heading into today. First pitch a strike. That's what you want to see out of the bullpen. Good start for Wentz.
Wentz deciding to go over the top with that one. Really good idea. Whatever is the best chance for him to put it in the zone, do it right here. Great start.
Pumps in another.
I had trouble finding it, switching arm slots last time out, but if you can do it effectively, that's practically unhittable right there. Fastball over the top and then slider down from the submarine arm angle. Got everything opened up to him.
Still 0-2 on Colton Griffin. Martin at third now. Craig at second and Nittowitz at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the man up at the plate. Leadoff hitter, Colton Griffin.
Griffin trying to bust this game open.
Line drive left side. Down. 1 run in. 2 runs score. Over to third, Nittowitz. RBI single with 2 strikes for Colton Griffin. The Stingers have blown it open.
Definitely a reason why Griffin's the leadoff. Not a bad pitch by Wentz there. It's like a changeup low and away, but Griffin does a really good job at sitting back and just poking it out to left field. I got some speed on it first. Don't want to run into the third out at second. Definitely a possibility he might go.
Back-to-back 3-run innings for the Willmar Stingers. Not finished yet here in the 5th. Carter Walsh. off attempt at first. Cody Nittowitz starting to creep down the third base line, but ultimately holds. That was the first hit of the inning for the Stingers. That bloop single into left. 3 runs though. Lots of self-inflicted wounds for the Waterloo Bucks defensively. Hunter going to second and a looped foul. 4th inning started with an error by the first baseman Marcus Hyson, followed up by a walk. And the Stingers went on to score 3 runs. And then this frame kicking off with 4 base on balls. Just the 1 hit with Colton Griffin.
Yeah, whenever you give out free passes, it tends to lead in bad direction for your team, and we saw that play out today.
Right side, but hooking foul.
But don't discredit this Stingers offense. Just because you get on base doesn't mean those runs are going to cash in, and they've taken advantage of their opportunities and done a really good job with runners in scoring position tonight.
Putting the ball where the Bucks are not. Just a lot of choppers on the infield. Bloop singles into the outfield. Strike 3 called. First punch out in the career of Gannon Wentz. Innings didn't allow a single run with 82 pitches.
Yeah, Castano had a great day out there on the mound, and I wonder if the game was a little bit closer, if he would have gone back out for that 6th inning of work, but now with the lead where it's at, Lyman's getting the work here.
Was a terrific outing, gave up only 4 hits and 3 walks, also punched out 3. But now another Northwoods League debut. Luke Lyman out on the mound, struggling to find control behind 2-0. Tough batter to face for your first one in the NWL. Thrown right into the fire against Jake Bechtel. Let's see the division leaders there for total bases. Bechtel now second. Henry Allen, what a season he's having for the Minot Hot Tots. Bechtel taking all the way there. 3-1. Luke Lyman from West Virginia University. Originally from Berryville, Virginia. 6-4 on the mound against 6-5 at the plate. 3-1. Leadoff base runner for the Bucks. How often have we seen a leadoff walk turn into a crooked number?
That's the recipe for a big inning for the Bucks. Taking a script out of the Stingers book here.
Summer collegiate softball is back after an outstanding inaugural season. Northwoods League softball returns to the field for its 2nd season this summer. Find out more at northwoodsleague.com and follow us on Instagram and X at NWL Softball. 92 miles per hour, but failing to find the zone once more. 1-0 on Larry Edwards. Poke to the right side, count even. Witnessed walks lead to a lot of runs for the Stingers in the previous half inning. Perhaps the same can be true for the Bucks if they're able to wait out the reliever Luke Lyman.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of gritty at-bats. Larry Edwards has shown he can go deep in counts.
Left side, drops it in. First to second for Bechtel. Bucks have back-to-back base runners.
A really good swing there by Larry Edwards. That ball came in at 93 miles an hour, but you wouldn't know it by Edwards' swing here. Party out front. And 5 stays hot. Keeps finding a way to get on base.
It's the first time Waterloo has a runner in scoring position since the 3rd. See if they can take advantage of it. Still nobody out for Frankie Santiago.
What a great guy for an opportunity like this. Started off hot. somewhat cooled down past 2 games. He's got all the juice in the world. Just needs to get a hold of a ball.
0 for 2 in this game, 0 for 4 in the first contest. Hard line out in his first at-bat, though. Plenty of pop. Lifts that one back in foul. 1-1.
We'll see Santiago's eyes right before that pitch. Eye in the right side.
And both runners getting to advance. Actually goes down as a balk, I believe. Second and third now. Pitch does not count. It's 1-0. Left side, just missing that one, Jake Bechtel. He is in foul territory. That's exactly why you do that.
No doubt. You want to stay away from the ball in fair territory. That's going to be an out. Bechtel can hit for power, runs for speed, has a great arm, and he can use his brain. Can you do it all? I think he can.
One of the best in the NWL. Bucks fans have had the privilege of watching him all year. 1-1. Painted on the outside. 1-2.
Yeah, Lyman, fastball dominant since he's been out there. Mixes it up there with the slider on the outer half. Really good pitch.
1-2. Lifted to right. Base hit. Bechtel scores. Larry Edwards comes in as well. And it's now 6-2. The crowd back in it.
That balk is crucial. Gives 2 runners in scoring position. Santiago with the base knock allows Edwards to score from second. With the level of hitter that Santiago is, you knew he was going to break through in a big spot. And this crowd's fired up now. They're back into it.
Still nobody out. 3 straight base runners. First time it's happened all game for the Waterloo Bucks. They've gotten base runners in every single inning so far, just haven't been able to string them together until now.
And finding the right time to do it. If Caleb Parker can't keep the party going. No outs.
He's down a bunt. Lyman there. Close play. Parker out. Over to second, Santiago. And it's been one of the true characteristics of this team, Logan, offensively in particular, being a later inning ball club. 102 of the team's 275 runs coming into the day scored in the 7th inning or later. Makes it a little bit tougher when you play in these 7-inning games.
It does. That's a great stat to point out. Shows off that this team's not willing to give up easy, and they got a little bit of that comeback kid energy in them.
Lots of comeback victories for Waterloo this season, 12 in total. Impressive number for having only 24 wins, half in comeback fashion.
Exciting team to watch.
2-0 to Sweeney.
Sweeney's got a good count. Still 0 in that home run column. A lot of juice in that bat. Not necessarily looking for that here. Down 4, he can't tie it up with one swing. He just wants to keep the line moving. Find a way to get on.
One of the youngest players on the roster, never shies away from the big moments though. 3-0.
Really good take there. Pitch on the outer half. They can get called either way, but Sweeney not looking for it. Can't do a whole lot of damage with that. I want to swing at that 2-0.
Walks are never a good idea with a 4-run cushion. Fake bunt from Sweeney. Well, doesn't seem to affect Lyman. Gets back in the zone. Radar gun reading 97 on that one.
He can bring it up there.
bat up the middle. Lyman there. And now 2 down as Santiago advances to third. And Sweeney perhaps a bit frustrated at himself there.
Yeah. Wishing he could have that one back. Now an opportunity for the catcher, Jimmy Nugent. He keeps saying it. He is due. Great bat. Stats don't show it, but that's why the game isn't played on the stats book. You gotta go out and play the game. And Nugent, great ball player in his own right.
2 for his last 29. So that one, 96 from Lyman, really bringing in the velocity.
Yeah, Lyman's hucking it up there. You got a dominant heater like that, there's no reason to move off of it until a hitter proves he can catch up to it.
One ball and 1 strike. Slowed it down that time, 83.
Yeah, no need for that right now. Nugent was a little bit tardy on that heater. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to it here.
Might have chased that one. 1-2.
Big run over there at third. We've talked about it all game. Difference between being down 3 and 4. Nugent looking to cash it in.
Just want to make sure they don't have to chase 4 in top 7. But that's exactly what they're going to have to do as Jimmy or Gannon Wentz still out on the mound for the Bucks. Got to keep this at 4 if you want a chance for Waterloo.
Not an easy task to start off here for Wentz. A lot of power in the bat up there at the dish.
Left side. Oh, what a play by Slade. Back on his feet to first. And it gets away from Hyson. Peak athleticism by Jake Slade at third, but the Bucks don't get the out.
Great glove work by Slade there. I mean, this ball is hit on a rope. But Slade, he's been playing real well the past couple of weeks, and man, that's a great play. Too bad we couldn't get a finish there, but got to make the throw. Didn't look like a terrible throw there. Looked like Hyson might have just misplayed it.
Official ruling on that, an error on the first baseman, Hyson. It's now his second of the game. And both times it allows the leadoff man of the inning to get on base.
Yeah, that's killer.
All 3 of those runs still earned from the bottom of the 4th inning for Willmar, even though that's how the frame began. But now opening the door for Willmar to increase its lead. Again, Wentz ahead 0-2 on Boucher, though.
Yeah, Wentz is going to do his best to try to pick up Hyson over there at first. Try to get a punch out here. The lethal bat up.
Check over at Taman. Not a very big threat to steal, but can go when he wants to. 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts. Called strike 3. What a pitch from Gannon Wentz. 1 down now here in the 6th.
Wentz very deceptive. Obviously has the 2 different arm slots. But showing the ability to throw both of his pitches out of both of his arm slots today. Comes with the breaker over the top. Right on the outer half of the plate. Not a whole lot Boucher can do with that.
Driven out to left center off the bat of Martin. Nobody gets it. It splits the gap. Holding up at third, Taman. Another extra base hit today for Jamison Martin. He's seeing the ball well.
Boy, is he. Martin having himself a day. If I'm not mistaken, that's his second time attacking the first pitch. And he yanks it out to left center field. The Stingers lineup is full of dudes. Really tough outs everywhere.
Scored 8 runs in the first game of the doubleheader. Gave up 11. That was their demise. Now with 6 in game 2, though. Ahead by 4. Infield in for Waterloo. First pitch well inside. This bottom of the 6th inning is brought to you by Famous Dave's. Our famous catering team will make it easy for you and handle all the details. We can deliver, set up, or even stay and serve it if you like. Call or email Famous Dave's in Cedar Falls. And actually, that one hits Armani Guzman as he now walks over to first, bases loaded. Or perhaps an intentional walk. Either way, free pass for Armani Guzman. Force out now at any base.
As I was saying earlier, not an easy out. Anyone in this lineup for the Stingers. And Craig's been swinging it really well today. Gotta be smart up there on the mound.
He's reached in all 3 of his plate appearances so far. He's also scored a couple runs. Pop up right side. It's what Wentz was looking for. Tough play for Hyson, but he's got it. Tagging and now coming for the plate, but holding up at third, Taman. Hyson makes up for his error with a great defensive play right there.
Yeah, that's a tough play.
And it's the closer, Wade Duncan. Not a save situation, but they do have their man out on the mound who has 1 save in his lone Northwoods League appearance. Wade Duncan from Northwest Nazarene University. First pitch swinging for Slade. Barrels one up nicely, but oh my goodness, what a play and left by Colton Griffin. Banging up against the wall for out 1.
What a play by Griffin. That ball is hit really well by Slade. I did not think that had a chance of being caught. But it goes crashing up against the wall and gets a huge first out to start off this 7th inning.
First pitch strike now to Cole Smith. Really changes the momentum of how things could play out here. And now 0-2. Daryl Handelsman ejected from the game. Not quite sure what the reason was for, but now Jack Nathan will take over for the rest of the contest for the Bucks.
Didn't see anything occur out on the field. Must have happened in between innings.
1-2 for Smith. Right side and foul. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by The Grind, the official coffee of the Northwoods League. Look for The Grind in select ballpark team stores and online under the shop menu on team websites. A portion of the proceeds for each bag sold will go to benefit the Northwoods League Foundation. Four consecutive batters retired by Stingers pitchers. Good start to this outing for Wade Duncan. Elevated right side. Will it stay in play? It will. 2 down. Bucks it down to their last out. The Northwoods League is proud to partner with the authentic Stadium Mustard this season. For over 50 years, Stadium Mustard has been offered at stadiums, ballparks, and arenas coast to coast. And the Waterloo Bucks are proud to be serving Stadium Mustard here at Riverfront Stadium. Loved by millions. Stadium Mustard. Special thanks to everyone who's helped make this production possible. Our video production manager, Laura Stockham. Our video operations intern, Billy Goggin. Computer director intern, Mac Harper. Our camera director intern, Michael Spawn. And our video editing intern, Jackson Iwata. And of course, my partner in crime up here in the booth, Logan Bunker, doing a great job as always.
Thank you, Maddox. You're doing a great job yourself. And also a special shout out to these fans tonight, providing a great atmosphere out here at Riverfront Stadium. It's been a great time.
Marcus Hyson gets ahead 2-0 after the check swing right there. 1 run shy of tying the all-time run mark in the Northwoods League. And ahead 3-0. If he's able to get on base, Bucks might be able to spark a 2-out rally.
Fans not out of it yet.
They never are at this park. Hyson aboard, all-time walks leader in the NWL, does his thing. Not over just yet. Jake Bechtel gets another crack at it. Bucks had to have liked how this inning was set up originally. Frame really plays out a lot differently if that ball that Jake Slade hit out to left gets down.
No doubt. Complete switch of energy. Making that play out and left. Man, Slade's been hot. Made a great play the previous inning and inches away from starting off with a double for this 7th.
Bechtel up the middle, laces it, base hit. Hyson going to third, stumbled a little bit as he passed second, but he's in there safely, 90 feet away from tying the NWL record for runs scored.
Bechtel, after the 2 home runs in the first game, he's been wearing out the middle of the field with a couple of singles. Really good hitter, switching up his approach, knowing he's going to get a lot of off-speed away, going with the pitch. Now a guy like Larry Edwards, great candidate to keep the line moving.
First pitch strike. Duncan gets ahead. Tying run to the on-deck circle. But Larry Edwards and the Bucks down to their last strike, 0-2.
Larry Edwards has been able to fight off plenty of pitches throughout today's contest. Expecting no different here, down 0-2.
Close take, 90-mile-per-hour fastball, not an easy pitch to lay off.
Really good pitch by Duncan. Executed that high fastball well. It's right where you want it.
One strike away from a Stingers victory. And just like last night, Willmar bounces back in game 2 of the doubleheader. 6-2 the final.